Srimati Harsimrat Kaur.
Chairman, sir, for allowing me to convey the anguish of my community over the heinous racial attack on innocent Sikhs offering prayers in their place of worship on the 5th of August in Wisconsin, in America. Sir, this heinous crime led to a killing of 6 innocent devotees who had gathered there to offer prayers and injuring many others. It was done by a 41-year-old ex-US Army veteran known for his neo-Nazi leanings, a white supremacist with a 9/11 tattoo on his arm. Sir, being a small yet enterprising community, the Sikhs have always added towards nation building and growth and prosperity of whichever nation that they have settled in. They have even contributed richly to the growth of the United States in every sphere, be it agriculture, be it entrepreneurship, be it academics, and even their armed forces. In fact, even in World War I and II, almost 80,000 Sikhs laid down their lives for the countries that they were fighting from. This has been the spirit of these Sikhs. But sir, what is very saddening is that ever since the 9/11 attacks in 2001 in New York, the last 10 years have seen thousands of Sikhs being murdered, assaulted, abused physically and verbally, and having to bear the brunt of being targeted because of their attire and their resemblance to a terrorist with which they have no link. And sir, what is very saddening in this whole thing is that this small community which has faced these hate crimes in huge numbers. If we look at just the record of last 10 years, over 1,000 crimes have come to light, which means every year almost 100 crimes where Sikhs have been targeted, which means almost every third day a Sikh has been targeted, which has reached a stage that the Sikhs are being targeted in their homes, in their on the streets, at their place of work, and even now finally in a place of worship which is supposed to be the most pious and pure of all places. As a result, the liberties of theirs to live in peace, to work in peace, to pray in peace are being threatened just because of their resemblance to a terrorist or to a certain community. Sir, the picture of Bin Laden, who is not only a hated terrorist, but in every person's mind, this hate and revulsion of what he stands for is imprinted, his picture and this hate and revulsion is imprinted in the mind of probably every human being on this earth. But what is sad is that a practicing Sikh who follows his Guru's teachings to letter and spirit, because he is proud of what his Guru has taught, and therefore supports what his Guru says by supporting his turban and supporting his beard. Now, because he is seen in light with that terrorist, because maybe people of his own community do not support this attire when they are on foreign lands, whereas a Sikh proudly supports this attire for what he stands for and what his Guru's teachings are. And to be targeted because of this resemblance and because of this attire is not only extremely sad, but what is even worse is that innocents are being targeted and being forced to face the brunt of these hate crimes, and nothing has been done over 10 years to put a stop to this. If I just give you a few examples, sir, out of these thousands of cases which have come, starting from 2001, where Balbir Singh, a gas station owner in Arizona, is shot dead by a person, by an American person, screaming, "I am a patriot and I stand for America all the way." He admitted that he mistook Balbir Singh for an Arab due to his beard and turban. Sir, Surinder Singh was beaten to death with metal poles in his store by 2 men in LA.
No, please.
This is what he said. I am repeating what the fellow said, which is recorded in the police department. I am not making it up. This is what he said. Surinder Singh is beaten to death in his store by 2 men in LA who accused him of being Osama bin Laden. Sir, 60-year-old Baljit Singh was attacked outside a Gurdwara in New York and said, "Arab, go back to your country." Sir, Jeevan Singh, a resident for over 3 decades, was punched and assaulted in a train by a youth who thought he was related to Osama bin Laden. Sir, Gurdwara called Gobind Sadhan in New York is vandalized because people thought it said, "Go Bin Laden." So the whole Gurdwara is vandalized. Sir, this is an important issue. Kindly give me 5 minutes.
No, just very brief,
Sir,
and very briefly.
but the most worrying of all things is what has come to light on what the Hindustan Times newspaper reported yesterday, that there is a family living in this place in Wisconsin where this horrible incident took place in Oak Creek. For the 5th time, they have received a letter. And you know, sir, what that letter says to this Sikh family? It says, our people in the neighborhood have been closely watching your activities and have figured out that you are a close associate of a secret Taliban movement on US soil. If you do not leave the country as soon as possible, one amongst us will shoot you dead. Don't relocate yourself to anywhere in America. We are closely watching your activities.
Please wind up.
Sir, imagine, put yourself in the place of those families who face the terror of sending their kids to school and their men folk to work, whether they will come back in safe result. Please put yourself in that place and give me a few minutes to give this thing. Sir, I want to know, how much longer will it take for innocent and peace-loving Sikhs to give up their lives and die and live in terror before the government wakes up to take some corrective measures to stop these senseless killings, sir? So if the government has used their dozens of high commissions, embassies and consulates to educate school and college children and to create awareness among the minds of ignorant people, maybe thousands of Sikhs' lives could have been saved and they could have been saved from bearing the brunt of this.
Please wind up.
1 minute, sir. I would also like to ask the government when they will stop requesting and start demanding that the US government takes concrete steps to create this awareness among the minds of the ignorant people. It is high time. If they talk about zero tolerance on terror, does it not apply to their own native people who are propagating this crime on minorities of different colors living in the US, sir? The zero tolerance should apply. Sorry, sir, you have to give me this time. This is a very important topic. I am even
I have given sufficient time. You have taken more than 10 minutes. You have taken that.
Sir, I was also saddened to see that in the press conference that the US government held on the 5th evening, all they did in that 1-hour press conference I heard was how they tom-tommed about the wonderful job that the government had done and how many police forces were called in and how the police handled it and how proud they were to be associated with it, with the way this whole thing had been handled. But sir, what every Sikh was waiting to hear, who did this and why he did it? That is not the answer we got as to why. And what they should have spent time explaining was an utter failure in the intelligence to foresee this premeditated and well-planned crime, which was done by their own army veteran with known leanings towards white supremacist and neo-Nazi leanings and hate mongering. Sir, we heard nothing about that. Sir, since 1984,
I will call you.
I will call you. His apologies and condolences. Be it the massacre of 10,000 Sikhs by our government here,
Please take your seat.
or the Australians who are killing the Punjabi students in Australia, or the Italian government who targets the Sikhs at the airport, or the French government who does not even allow. Sorry, sir, you will please give me 2 more minutes. I have to finish this.
No,
this
please,
is very important.
I have given sufficient time, please.
And because of, and who are targeting us in it. So I would request the government that this is a moment that huge campaign of awareness needs to be started to enlighten ignorant minds about the difference between terrorists and the Sikh community. Because maybe people from Osama bin Laden's community do not wear those turbans, but we Sikhs are a proud community. We're proud to wear our turbans around here.
Right.
And what could be better, sir, than our own Prime Minister leading a delegation of all Sikh parliamentarians to the United States and to meet with the American Sikhs and request the President Obama and his member of parliament to raise this awareness in their constituencies. So near and dear one of love, people do not have to give up their lives.
Right.
I would also request the government to make arrangements to bring back the bodies of those poor victims to their beloved families over here. And lastly, sir, I also want to add that, if we are facing these hate crimes, the brunt of these hate crimes because of our appearance, I dread to think what our Muslim brothers are facing.
No, I will call next Sushma. Next, I'm calling you.
By them. And it's time this government decided
I will call you next.
Wait. For the rights of their minorities.
No, nothing will go on record. No, nothing will go on record.
Hindu, Muslim, or a single Sikh.
Nothing will go on record. Any objection, that will be taken. Please.
Sir.
No, please take your seat.
Sir, I would like to end by saying that...
Please take your seat. I will call you.
Sir,
Please take your seat. I will call you.
Sir, Sir, I would.
No, no, she has given the notice. That is, I'm calling. I will call you. I will call you. Please take your seat. Please,
Sir,
wind up.
I would like to end by saying that if this is what we are facing because of our appearance, I dread to think what our Muslim brothers are facing. I think it's time this government decided to stand up and protect the rights of every minority of theirs in the foreign soil, be it a Hindu, be it a Muslim, or be it a single Sikh. Thank you, sir.
Please.